Hi everyone, it's Chris Hynes from Wealthi again. I hope you're all well. Probably getting used to seeing my face now, and you'll see a couple more videos over the next few weeks of me popping up in them, so get used to seeing a lot more of me. Now, as you may have seen on Monday, I posted a video talking about the opportunity that Manchester presents from an investment standpoint. So I mentioned things such as infrastructure projects that are happening in Manchester, the educational perks that Manchester presents. We also spoke about the population stats that we're seeing in Manchester, and then the transition of corporate businesses moving up to the city as well, really kind of giving you an understanding of the story behind Manchester at the moment from an investment standpoint. So I thought today it'd be worthwhile going through one of the investment cases and one of the opportunities that we have in the city at the moment that we really believe makes a great investment. Now, as you can see behind me, there's a brochure up, and this is the development itself. So it's called Urban Green, and it's located in Old Trafford in Manchester. You could say one of Manchester's most exciting and up and coming areas. Now, the development consists of about 174 apartments, and they're spread across 1 bedrooms and 2 bedroom apartments, and they are quite generous in size as well. Now, your 1 bedroom apartments are starting at about that £170,000 mark. There aren't many left at that price point, but that's the starting point for some of these 1 bedrooms. And then in terms of 2 bedrooms, you're looking at a maximum of about £325,000 for the top of the top in terms of your 2 bedroom apartment. So really ranging from about £170,000 to about £325,000. Now, the building itself has been designed by an award-winning architect, and the developer of this one is Heaton Group. So a family-run business. They've been in business for about 50 years now, and they have an ever-growing portfolio which consists of about £50 million worth of property at the moment. So they've got a very strong name in the local market. You could say they're one of the most reputable development groups that really are in action at the moment in the north of England. So you've got some very decent track record with Heaton Group themselves, and a very strong name to be investing behind in terms of their developments. And I guess there's always the question around how strong is the developer? Is it a reputable brand? Are they going to go bust during construction? And with these guys, you can rest assured that you will not experience any issues like that. They're invested themselves in the project, and it's something that will be delivered, no doubt. So they've got the track record, they've got the experience, and they're going to deliver on this product. Now, in terms of location, and we'll do a brief overview of the location and education and what consists of the project, but you're a 1-minute walk away from the nearest Metrolink station, so that's providing quick access to both Media City UK and also Manchester City Centre. You've got a rooftop terrace, and there's a small photo of it here where my mouse is now. So breathtaking roof garden, and that's going to have expansive views back over Old Trafford and then also to the city, back towards Manchester. You've got high quality educational institutions within the immediate vicinity. As I mentioned, premium apartments starting at about the £170,000 mark. You have a concierge service in the building as well, and there's a residence lounge, and then there's communal gardens outside as well. Now, in terms of your expected yields on this one, and when I spoke to them last week, they put on the brochure circa 5.5%. Now, that's being conservative, you could say, and they really believe that you're going to be looking at about 5.5 to 6% gross rental yields for this one. So a decent rental return on the investment in Manchester, and of course you're going to benefit from some very strong capital growth over the long term in Manchester as well. In terms of completion date, they're expecting completion to be finished in Q4 of 2023. So you've got about 2 years from now until this one will be finished. And yeah, at this stage, it's on track to be delivered at that date. But given any, if there's any changes to construction times or construct materials like there were in the last 6 months, then it may get pushed back slightly. But at the moment, you're looking at Q4 of 2023. Now, to dive a bit deeper into location, so this is a a little map around about what's in the area and what's close by. So this first ring that you can see here indicates a 3-minute drive from the site. So Urban Green is here in the middle, and then this second ring that you can see here is a 6-minute drive ring. So within a 6-minute drive, you can get into Manchester city centre. Now, as I mentioned on the first page, you have the Metrolink station about a minute walk from the site, and these little yellow dots that you can see spotted around the map are all the Metrolink stations. So Trafford Bar is the closest one, that's a minute walk away, and then once you've got to Trafford Bar, you've jumped on the tram, you are then a 12-minute commute to Media City. Now, Media City, if you watched the video on Manchester that I posted earlier this week, Media City is fast becoming the corporate hotspot in Manchester for your creatives and your innovative businesses. So you've got the likes of ITV, BBC, Bupa, Ericsson, and there's a couple others that are down there as well at the moment. So that's really a hotbed for business. And then, of course, Manchester City Centre, where you've got the likes of KPMG, PwC, Google, Amazon, and more. That's within a 6-minute drive. And on the tram, you're looking at about a 12 to 14-minute commute into Manchester city centre as well. So all very accessible. Now, when we're looking in the immediate vicinity, you've got a number of retail components. So you've got the White City Retail Park, which is about a 500-metre distance away from Urban Green itself. You've got Tesco, which is about 750 metres away. And then, of course, in terms of international hotspots, you could say, you've got Manchester United Football Club within walking distance as well. You've got the Lancashire Cricket Club. So you've got both the internationally recognised Old Trafford Football Stadium, Old Trafford Cricket Club, essentially on your doorstep as well. Now, another thing worth noting is green space, and something that's becoming ever more important, especially off the back of COVID and the way in which living evolved over the COVID and the lockdown periods, and people wanting that outdoor space. So you now have, you've got Seymour Park, which is about 15 acres, here you go, 15 acres of green space, and one of Manchester's largest green spaces as well, essentially on your doorstep. As I mentioned, you've got Old Trafford, so Manchester Football Club and the Old Trafford Stadium, short walk away. You've also got the Old Trafford Cricket Ground, which is also a short distance away. I mentioned the White City Retail Park, and that offers a range of retail opportunities, and of course a nearby supermarket. And then Seymour Grove itself includes a smaller range of food shops, and residents of Urban Green won't have to go far to find excellent restaurants, including the Tibetan Kitchen, Bando Box, and more. Now, I briefly mentioned the educational standpoint for this investment, and you're surrounded by high quality schools for all ages within a short walk or easy public transport as well. And there was a couple on this map, if I scroll back up, that you can see. So you've got the Seymour Community School, essentially a stone's throw from Urban Green. You've got the St Bede's College within you could say a 2.5 kilometre drive away. You've also got the Stretford High School, which is about, you could say, a kilometre away as well, and the University Academy 92, which is about 500 metres away from the site. So you've got a lot of education on your doorstep. Now, in the same breath, and if you've got a car and you're living at Urban Green, you're about a 6-minute drive to the University of Manchester, which of course is now in the top 30 universities in the world in terms of ranking. So that's drawing international students into Manchester as well. So it's ticking a lot of boxes that we look for in an investment, and this one's definitely stacking up to be a great opportunity. Now, if I go back down to connectivity, I've mentioned the tram link. That is about a minute's walk from the site itself, and that's going to connect you into the city. As I mentioned, a 12-minute commute into Manchester city centre itself. In fact, you're looking at an 8-minute commute into the city centre, so very, very accessible. Now, another thing we like to look at is projects, regeneration projects that are happening in the area, and there's a number of significant projects happening. And these are 4 regeneration projects, and as you can see at the bottom here, these projects are going to create about 8.7 million square feet of new commercial space, so office space, and about 45,000 new jobs. And we can run through each of them to give you a bit of an idea. We'll start with Central Retail Park. So Central Retail Park is expected to deliver 1 million square feet of commercial space, up to 10,000 new jobs, and the potential for extensive green space. You've got Mayfield, which is about 2.3 million square feet of commercial space, 120,000 square feet of landscaping, including a brand new 6.5 acre park, and that's expected to create 16,000 new jobs. ID Manchester, just over 2.5 million square feet of commercial space, up to 10,000 new jobs, and a 28 million public realm development as well. And then the final one, you've got 2.8 million square feet of commercial space, up to 9,000 new jobs, and it's set to expand the city centre significantly. So these are essentially within a stone's throw of the development. As you saw, Manchester city centre is extremely accessible from Urban Green itself, and you've got the connectivity from both a public transport perspective, but also if you've got a car and you're willing to drive, you can easily get into the city centre. Now, these are some photos of the development itself, and I think it goes without noting that, as you can see, it's an extremely luxurious and high-end development itself. So what does that tell us? It tells us that we're going to attract a higher quality of tenant. We're going to be attracting young professionals that live in the city and want to find a good deal, but they want to live in a new apartment. And this is going to tick a lot of boxes for them. They're still going to be able to get into work extremely easily. They've got the amenity around them that they like to access. Of course, if you're a Manchester United fan, it's also an added bonus. A 10-minute walk, you could say, from the stadium itself. But you're going to attract the corporate market, people that want a new product, a luxurious product, a well-finished product, and something that's still accessible to the city as well. So it's ticking a lot of boxes from that standpoint, of course. Now, in terms of reservation process, so it is a £5,000 reservation fee for this one, and then a 25% deposit on exchange of contracts. So that generally happens about 28 days out from when you've put in that reservation fee, and then you'll be expected to pay the 25% exchange deposit at exchange, of course. So it's a bit of a rundown on that, how that process will work. Now I can show you a couple more videos photos as well. So this is a larger photo of the roof terrace and the roof garden of Urban Green. So as you can see, expansive views back over towards the city, the concierge service, and there's going to be a little coffee shop as well downstairs in the entrance or the foyer of the development. And once again, just the finishes are very high standard. They look fantastic. They look luxurious. They look like somewhere that, you know, I'd like to live as well. You've got some outdoor space on some of the apartments with little balconies. And once again, just the standard of finish is very high and very luxurious, and I think it's going to appeal to a great market in terms of renters, which is what we've got to consider at the end of the day. We need to think about who is going to rent this space. Who will I be putting in my investment, and what does my tenant look like? So I think you're going to be appealing to the corporate or the young professionals, the corporate world, people that want to still be close enough to work, but feel like they're getting a good deal slightly outside of town. And as we've touched on, Old Trafford is an evolving place at the moment, and it's not what it once was. It's definitely going through some major regeneration and seeing a lot of investment pumped into the area, and you are a stone's throw from the city itself. So I hope this has given you a bit of an understanding of the stock, what's available, the story behind Urban Green, and as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to flick me a message on LinkedIn, send me an email, give me a call, whatever is easiest for you. I'm more than happy to have a chat through this development and a number of others if you wanted to discuss other regions in the UK at the moment. But as I've said, I believe this really does make a great investment, and we can run through the numbers in a bit more detail if you'd like to go through them at a later stage as well. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Have a fantastic week, and we'll speak soon. Ciao.